So everyone knows there's 25 hours in a day, right? Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah. 25?
Right? 26, 27, who
I
counts?
like that.
And you know, if you don't sleep, you can totally do the whole 24 hours. I know people like Robbie doesn't sleep more than 3 or 4 hours a night. She gets everything done. Everything, right? But a lot of us look at a day and we say, all right, I have all these things to do, but how am I going to get them done? And we don't know. And that's what we got to figure out. We got to figure out how we, as one person, can get it all done. The answer to this is check and adjust. We go to delegate. So my topic tonight is delegate to empower. Here, the sheet you have on there, because a lot of times you can't do it. Now, whether you have employees or staff or someone you communicate like a boss or employer, or you're involved with a community involvement, okay, so your Chamber of Commerce, NAFI, Team Referral Network, BNI, Toastmasters, you can't do it all alone. And a lot of times you have people that support you, and they're on different charity things, different communities of groups of people that get together and say, hey, we're going to work on this project. And whether you're the chairperson or just support for it, it helps to delegate. So delegate, what exactly is it? We wrote on top there is transferring the responsibility for a specific activity or task from one person to another and empowering that individual to accomplish a specific goal. Now this can be done in many ways, good and bad. You can walk up and say, you need to handle this, do it right there, do it, this is the way to do it, get it done. Or you can look at the other person and say, hey, you know what? I really like you to do this. I know you can. You have all the ability to do it. And by the way, let's have it done. I need it done with this day. Can you help me with that, please? A little different aspect of it. But I'm sure all of us, right? Have seen it both ways.
Yes.
Have you seen it both ways? You've been in that one car when that boss is living on you going, I need this done by 2 o'clock. We need to have it done. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll get it done. A lot more effective, though, to help out. But one thing I looked at, a lot of the barriers. Why people, why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't you want help? Why don't you ask for it? A lot of people, oh yeah, sure, no problem. If I had to do that, I'd ask for help. And sure enough. But a lot of it comes down to lack of confidence in the people you're talking to. I mean, the whole thing is, man, I really have all this work to do in it, but I don't know if this person can really handle what I want them to do. So there's a barrier there. There's a lack of confidence in that person to do it. You also look at, too, control, especially with new businesses. And people that really want to show off and do exactly what they're supposed to do, and they're in charge, and this is the way it's going to be done. They have this control issue that they don't want to give it up to anybody else. They don't want to give it up at all. So besides anything else, they say, oh, it'll take you 10 minutes, it's only going to take me 5. I'm going to do it myself, forget it. I'll do it myself. And they don't lose that control. And that's a huge issue because, the authority level, they're afraid of losing that authority level. So number 2 is control. Number 3 is selfishness. You look at selfishness, what does that mean? I don't want to share the credit. Right? When everything goes perfectly as I planned and everything is done exactly the way it's supposed to be, I don't want anybody else to be in charge. I don't want anybody else to know that they helped me. Because I did it all myself and this is how it's perfect. Right? That happens all the time. People up there peacocking, no, I did it. This is I did. Oh, no, I didn't need anybody else. I handled it all myself. It's all done. So they're selfish. They don't want to share the credit for it. Another thing, too, is insecurity. I've seen this a lot in my industry. Insecurity to the point where, you know what? Somebody's better than me at something. They're better. Right? They know how to do something. Especially there's so many different parts of my insurance industry. You got billing and payroll, and you got all the different numbers going out and all those things and everything. New business, renewals, all that. I personally can't keep up, but I know I have experts that are going to handle that, like billing all day. That's all I do. 8 hours a day to do billing. Well, who am I going to look to when I have a billing question? Obviously, I'm going to go to them. But I don't feel so insecure, for one thing. But some people do. They feel very insecure, and they don't want to be known as not the expert. Going back to that control issue. And again, going back to the 5th one is reluctance. People are reluctant to do it. And I kind of mentioned earlier, if it takes me 5 minutes to do something, but I know it's going to take somebody else 10 minutes, forget it, I'm going to do it myself in 5 minutes. I'll save everybody the time, and I'll just get it done myself. Not knowing that person's going to get better. Imagine that, right? They're going to learn, they're going to figure out how to do things, and probably by the time they get ready to go, where it used to take them 10, it took you 5, it's going to take them 4.5, and then 4 minutes, and they're going to get better than you are. Going back to that selfish, insecure control issue. So those are the barriers on there. Now the benefits, and we can talk about benefits all day. But what I have here, what I researched, was a lot of the benefits are, imagine this, a more involved and a more empowered workforce. Could you imagine if everybody had the same dream, same mission, and they're all behind you like, whoa, hey guys, we're going to go to this place, I need your help. This is what we need to have happen. Can you guys, are you behind me? Can you guys help me with this project so we can reach the point that we need to be at? So we look at that, just involve them and empower them, knowing that they can reach heights that they might not have known that they could have reached. Now, honestly, I hope this, again, this is a secure room for those that are new here, but I got two 17-year-old, they're on their interns right now, right? They're doing things that they have never done before. They've never seen, they've never even witnessed, they have no clue what's going on. But we're putting the paperwork in front of them going, do this. And you know what? They're figuring it out. And they're figuring it out to the point where they're like, oh, I had no idea that was that easy. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do better at it. And it uplifts them. And then, of course, the next project we have for them, they'll be able to figure it out faster. Also benefits increased productivity and quality. Because again, there's only 25 hours a day, right? But if you spread the workload out, more and more people can do more and more work. So it produces that quality. Also to reduce costs. Reduce costs. Think about it. If you could save a small amount of money for your costs, would that help your bottom line? All right, a small amount, multiply it out, definitely reduce your costs. And the more innovation, I like this one the best. Right? Because who here knows everything? I'm the only one raising my hand, yes.
I thought my wife does.
Hey, Ryan, in your defense, you might be right. But how good is a team of people putting their heads together with one mission, one goal ahead of it? How much innovation can they do? Even if it's a small suggestion. Hey, you know what? Hey, Matt, I want to do, how about this little tweak? We just do this. Oh my God, that one tweak can turn everything. Everything can be perfect. Right. So more innovation because you have more people, more heads together, more thinking about different outside the box kind of stuff. People are understanding. They also do greater commitment from the team members. Again, I looked over here and said, hey, do this today. I need this done now. Versus, hey, I need you to help me out with this. Can you please do this for me? This is what you need to have done. You get more acidity yelling at people instead of telling people what to do. You ask for their help. It's very simple to ask, but a lot of people don't do it. So if we ask those people to help, you get a greater commitment from your team, and we'll see it from there. So the steps to delegation. Now there are 5 steps. One is to prioritize. Okay? Review the overall workload and identify things that can be delegated. Now in my business, I look at it going, hey, is what I'm doing right now, will that make me money? Will it? Will making copies, will filing, will doing certain different issues, will that make me money in my business? And if the answer is no, well, pretty much I'm going to delegate it. Because I have to. Because I have to. It helps everybody. So I got to prioritize what my day looks like. If I separate it between 15-minute intervals, I got to know what'll help. So I prioritize it. I'm going to match my needs. Number 2, match needs to availability and ability. What can they do? I mentioned my 17-year-old interns. Well, they only have certain abilities. They can't do everything. Okay, granted, they're limited. But they're available and they're willing to learn. So I increase their abilities because they're available. And under that, you'll see 3 of the little bullets. One is knowledgeable. Number 1, do they know how to do things? Can they understand? What's their capacity? So you got to know whether they're knowledgeable of doing it. Number 2, you got to know if they're motivated. And that's a whole different discussion as far as motivation, because really, is money a motivator? Yeah.
Sure.
Can be. Yeah. Can be.
Right?
Right?
Sure.
Yeah. So pretty much everybody in this room is like, no, there's more. Right? Because we're all educated, we all know. Because you can be motivated by praise, motivated by touch. We've got the five love languages, right? Blake talked about that last week. So what are they motivated by? So look at that. And the 3rd one, if they're able, are they? What number are able to do? We have a lot of the things here in the business is phone skills. Our people have phone skills or not? You know, that's a learned habit. Some people that can just gossip and then you just do stuff. But really, do they have phone skills? And of course, that is teachable, so we can teach them. So there's those. Okay. Now, does anybody else can figure out what the next one for follow-up is? Why is follow-up important? Anybody have any ideas?
How come we only
You're
have
gonna
two?
get two.
4 and 5.
3, 4, 5.
Are we so far, we don't need that part?
It's good, you guys are following along. Okay. Well, I was supposed to only go 10 minutes, I'm already at 11, so I figured that was a little much. Jen, you're cutting your time down, sorry. All
Some of
right,
that time is mine, go ahead.
so I'll slow down. Number 3, assign responsibility. Now, I think it's very important to assign responsibility. What are they supposed to do? You gotta set your expectations. What do you expect them to do? If I'm gonna walk up to someone and say, hey, I need this done by a certain time, or I need it done in a certain way, I'm setting my expectations, right? And you also wanna identify the training needs. You know, like I mentioned, the phone skills. If they don't have phone skills, I need to help them with their ability to do that so that I know whether they can or not. So I'm gonna identify their training needs. And then also too, they need to know the materials, information, and the budget available. I learned this recently personally. We were doing all kinds of different things, and we have so many different fields and different things that the insurance we can do. And 2 of us were talking very casually. We're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and we can do this. And someone else walked in, and they're like, wait, what? We can do that? We have that ability? And then the 2 of us, we were talking, like, you didn't know we could do that? Like, you didn't know? Because I never shared that ability that we had with them. I never told them, hey, this is possible. We have this computer program, maybe. We have this person that we know we can get in contact with. But I never shared that ability that we have as a collective unit. As soon as she found out about that, oh my goodness, skyrocketed. And you guys look at each other like you don't know. Okay. Number 4, for keeping track at home. Empower and grant authority. Empower and grant authority.
Where are you? I don't know.
Somehow
really
I
false.
managed to get all the way to 5
Yeah.
before
I
you
did too.
said that.
The whole thing talks
Training
about
needs-
great.
Oh, yeah, you know what, those 3 were under number 3, assign responsibility.
The guy in the pink
Okay,
shirt.
could you say them one more time? The
Just
3
do
that
the
were
1, 2,
together?
3, 4, and 5, not all the information.
Okay, 1 was obviously prioritize, 2 was match needs to availability. Okay, we good now? 3 was assign responsibility.
Okay.
Okay, that was 3. And then everything else I said was part of that.
Oh.
Look right here, it's in blue there, it's in yellow there.
There's no little
See what I'm up against? See?
Now we need
See how much
4
they
and
want to
5.
learn? They just want to learn tonight. I love it.
We need 4 and
Love
5.
it.
Okay, so.
All right, so what's 4?
That's so good. I'm actually excited now.
You empowered them.
What's number 4 now?
What was number 4?
One more time for
Okay.
the learning impaired in the back of the room.
Yep.
Number 3 is assign responsibility, identify training needs, and what?
Materials.
Expect results, what you expect.
Need to know the budget.
Yeah, I got that.
And then no materials, information,
Info
and budget.
And that's all number 3.
That's all.
That's all number 3.
Say that.
So what's 4 and 5?
We'll work on that.